Secondly, I would like to invite Ms. Grace Huong from the Sarawak Civil Service Digitalization Unit, SCSDU, from Jabatan Premier Sarawak. She is a computer science graduate from UTM who brings more than 30 years of public sector ICT leadership. Her work centered on citizen-centric digital services, data-informed policymaking, and modernizing the service delivery. She will be presenting on the Dayang AI chatbot, a very interesting initiative that we all would really like to know more about. Speaking of which, I would like to ask our next panelist, um, Miss Grace, on the AI chatbot. Interesting AI chatbot that Sarawak government has rolled out called Dayang. And I would like to ask her, what is the motivation behind, making Dayang chatbot available for the people? And were there any specific pain points that you guys identified um, and observed that kickstart kickstart the idea for you guys to start the project? And then since launch, what are the positive impact that you guys have seen? Maybe take that in stride. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. A very good afternoon to all. Okay. Thank you, Encik Hafiz, for the questions. And before I start, I would like to say thank you and my appreciation to the organizer, Jabatan Digital Negara, for inviting the state government, Jabatan Premier Sarawak, to participate in this meaningful event. Okay. So why do we do Dayang AI chatbot? I think after the COVID-19 pandemic and also, the advancement, the rapid technology growth, we feel that, we need to think about how the government is working. We need to revisit, we need to rethink how should the government services be actually delivered to the citizens. So that's why the state government actually introduced the post-COVID-19 strategy, development strategy 2030. We envisage Sarawak to become a developed state by 2030. In 2021, we come up with that document. And following to that, in 2023, we actually developed the Sarawak Digital Economy Blueprint, that is to accelerate and to support the PCDS objectives and goals. Okay, so the public actually, because of the technology advancement, they feel that, government should not provide the service as usual. The current traditional way of providing the service, the conventional way through call center, through physical counter is no longer good enough because public wanted fast, timely, accurate, and easy access to government services and information. I'm sure we all believe that, government is the biggest service provider to the citizens. We provide all kinds of services. So the pain point will be, when the public come to the counter, they have to wait, they have to get the queue number, they have to wait for very long, and government, our working hours are actually very limited. It's only 8 to 5. And when the queue is too long, the service they will give, will be, the quality will varies, from one counter to another counter. So that's why this create unhappiness, to the public. And I'm sure we ourselves also customer to the services. So we want to make sure that, so Sarawak government, we were thinking that how do we actually make sure that we provide excellent service to the rakyat, to the people, want to make sure our service excellence. So that's why we introduced Dayang AI chatbot. Dayang actually is the digital help desk of the Sarawak government, where we actually meet the uh, public or the user expectation of getting timely, accurate, and easy access to government services. And Dayang is available 24/7, through the government portal and also through the government mobile apps. And also, with advanced AI, Dayang is able to understand the public using natural language. So they will be able to provide answer that is more inclusive and also more accurate. Because normally if we go to the counter, you get different answer from different officer. But with Dayang, the answer will always be consistently accurate and correct. Okay. So Dayang is also able, to analyze, the input that come in, whether the request is actually a complaint, or is it a compliment, or is it actually a feedback, so that then Dayang will be able to channel it to the respective agency or a team to do follow-up actions. Okay, so with the technology and also with advanced technology and also with good communication, Dayang is able to support the Sarawak government in uh, developing efficient and digital ready government service. So what are the positive effect? Definitely after we launched Dayang last year during IDEX, I think it's in October, we have seen, a lot of positive. Take for example, uh, beginning of this year, we actually launched the SCAS, we call it Sumbangan Keperluan Asas Sarawak, where we give actually assistance, to certain group of recipients. And we see that Dayang has been able to provide a lot of inquiries to the public. It actually shoot up to more than 12,000 where they can ask. And then the good point is you ask, you get the answer immediately rather than they go to the counter or they call the office, for Q&A. And also, we have seen an increase of Dayang when they actually, we see an increase in our Tali Himat. Our Tali Himat is actually the government one-stop communication where public can lodge a complaint, public can give compliment, or public can do inquiry, to the government. So we have see the statistics have increased. So meaning that, with Dayang, public do not call anymore to the call center, or they do not actually submit online, but they ask Dayang. They tell Dayang that this is what I want to do, and Dayang will actually help them to lodge the complaint or the compliment. Okay. So some of the services that we have currently, is like bills. You want to check what is the outstanding bills. Before this, the public will have to actually go to different systems to check. But with Dayang, you just tell Dayang, please, I want to check my water bill. You give the account number, then it will tell you what is the outstanding amount. And if you want to pay, it will actually bring you to the link to pay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I like when you mention, the government is the biggest provider of public service in the country, which is true. Government have so many people providing service and whatnot, and in more ways than one. From Sarawak, from chatbot is service delivery in the form of a digital assistant. Yeah, I think driving along the same theme, we want to ensure AI benefits are multiplied and whatnot. And likewise with the young AI chatbot currently in place in Sarawak, what is, I mean, since you mentioned a lot of roadmap and whatnot when you guys started building it, then I assume they will already have a plans for this chatbot to be, upgraded, to be improved upon, to give more accessibility to more people and whatnot. What was the plan for Dayang in the next few years moving ahead?
Okay, thank you, Encik Hafiz. Okay, definitely, Dayang, there is a roadmap for Dayang. So moving beyond, instead of just answering inquiries, we have a long-term plan, to make Dayang also to support our transactional services. Because we have actually done a baseline in Sarawak. There is 1,016 government services that the public will need to serve. And if we can put all these, or not to say all, a majority of these services onto the Dayang platform, for the public to access, that will be beautiful. Then we will actually reduce, all the physical office environment for them to use. Okay. So the other one is uh, what we wanted to do is uh, we know that when we started Dayang, the major issue is actually the language. So language is actually a majority barrier between interacting government service with the people. So that's why when we started Dayang, we actually started with multiple language. So we have Bahasa Malaysia, we have English, we have Mandarin, and we also have Bahasa Sarawak. Okay, because this will allow the citizen to interact with the government using the language that they are comfortable with. Okay, so in order to promote uh, further promote inclusion, we are also now actively actually exploring and testing AI language model, that can support local dialects that is widely spoken in Sarawak. Why do we want to do that? Because with that, then we will feel that the user will be able to interact more naturally with the government and will be able to provide both. One is to better understand the needs, two is to give better user experience. So that user experience will increase if we allow them to be able to interact with us easily. So we are also working to incorporate accessibility features, to accommodate users with disability. So this will include functionalities like voice to text, text to speech, so making Dayang more inclusive and user-friendly for all. So not only that, so we are also moving toward omni-channel approach, where we are looking into integrating Dayang with the popular messaging platforms such as WhatsApp. So let us imagine a senior citizen or someone in a very rural area not able to send a voice message using their own dialect to Dayang. And Dayang is able to provide meaningful and useful answer. So that will actually create a different environment and different experience for the user. Okay. So that is what we actually plan to do. And also to the heart of all this, our vision is actually very simple. It's simple but yet powerful, because what we wanted to do is we want to make sure that every citizen, regardless of their age, regardless of their language, regardless of their digital experience, will be able to access to government information and services easily using Dayang. And also, as we want to make sure that no citizen is left behind as we scale, okay, so we will actually make sure that inclusion is measured properly. So we cannot just look at usage number per se, but we will have to understand who is using Dayang and how do they use Dayang. So meaning that we have to look at adoption across different age group, different locality, like whether they are from the city or whether they are from the rural, and then what language do they use. And we can also work closely with the different community to understand them better, to understand their needs and expectation. And we will also work with them to look at the new solutions, the new idea that we have. We engage them and see whether we are able to meet their expectations, so that as we actually grow and enhance and improve Dayang, we'll be able to take care of everybody's needs and expectation.
Okay, I think that's a very comprehensive roadmap for the future. We have a lot of we will be on the lookout. It's going to be very exciting what's happening over in Sarawak. But time moves fast. We are towards the end of the second session, second round. And likewise, AI moves very, very fast within a matter of days or weeks. And the other thing that is not moving as fast is probably public trust. Public trust is very difficult um, to 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 obtain, but easily lost.
For me, the future of Dayang is we want to make Dayang into a truly one true single door for all the citizens to access to government services. So we actually want to position Dayang to be the AI chatbot for all the government agency, ministries, department, and even local government to make use, because we want to create that trust. So whenever they see Dayang, they see, oh, this is the trusted AI chatbot that they can interact with. And also want to create this single uh, consolidated platform where all the resources, all the knowledge base will be built under the same platform, for everybody to use. And that will actually save costs, and that will actually accelerate our initiatives.
Thank you. No one should be left behind. I think we will end with that note. And there's a lot of exciting things that are happening in the public sector, public services across Malaysia, with respect to the AI technology. And we are at the top of the hour. And unfortunately, the show has to end. And I would really like to thank our panelists on the stage today, and for all of you for leaning in and listening in to the discussion today. I would like to leave with you guys with, like, probably like an acronym that I just thought about while listening to this conversation that we had. The acronym is RISE, RISE. Number one, R is for results. We should focus on positive impact, and AI that bring and that bring benefit, tangible benefit to the people that uses it, not just AI and technology for the sake of using the technology. Number two is I, for inclusivity. We need to make sure that AI that we roll out is inclusive regardless of the background of the user. It is accessible for everyone so that the benefit can be felt by not just a selected group of people, but for a bigger, wider audience. And as for safety, you know, safety is paramount. If you don't have the right guideline, the right ethical framework in order to frame the AI that we are adopting, then potentially there could be misuse. It could be producing harmful effects. It could, not give the right benefit to the people. So I think safety is of importance. And we need to take that into account. And finally, E is for efficiency. um, we like to think about AI as something that is complex, maybe require a lot of resources, takes time and whatnot, but we can always start small. You start small, you see the benefit, and then eventually you scale, and this flexible and dynamic approach is probably better in order for us to move forward in the direction that we want to go. Yeah, thank you so much. And on behalf of Smartgov Malaysia 2025, thank you. And let's keep the conversation going and keep building the AI nation together. Thank you.
Thank you very much to our moderator as well, Mr. Muhammad Al-Hafiz Yahya, Director of Innovation Exchange at the National AI Office. Dipersilakan ahli panel kita to please step forward for a group photo. Jangan ke mana-mana. Tuan teknologis kita, malu-malu dia. Semuanya wanita di sana, seorang panelis lelaki, seorang kumbang dengan bunga-bunganya. Actually, thank you very much, Tuan Hafiz. We really hope the show didn't have to end. And thank you for leaving us with Rise as we rise together. Some salient points as we take a listen to all four of our panelists. I love our representative from Jabatan Digital Negara, Dr. Nur Hasliza. She advocates going fast, but in the safe lane, that's for sure. Responsible AI building must have a human being in the loop. That's, I think, something we must never forget as a nation that's moving forward with AI. High value, low cost models are definitely the way to go. For Dr. Nur Fariza, actually, among all the four panelists, I felt that the healthcare industry can benefit the most. I have a lot of questions for Doctor, actually, in terms of the error percentage, because even with millions of data points, all it takes is one mistake from the AI for a life to be affected. So with KKM, I respect the courage that is taken to move forward with AI. With Jabatan Premier Sarawak, Grace, congratulations on Dayang. I was in Kuching recently. I'm so impressed by our East Malaysian brethren. And I got to tell you, one entity for everyone is the best way to earn trust. But this one entity must do everything. That can the AI shoulders handle that in terms of the load from the rakyat? That's something we must consider as well as we build the AI. And last but not least, 30% improvement in efficiency for traffic lights from our technologist Muhammad Zaki. Thank you so much for bringing this technology forward with the testing. May it be implemented all across Malaysia so that kita rakyat dapat memanfaat. Betul atau tidak? Pastinya semua mesti bawa kereta ni, betul dah. Baiklah. From then, we move on to our next panel session. Thank you so much as we still have your attention. Now, this next one, we focus on the very heart of digital transformation, which is, once again, the citizen at the core of our building. So our next panel, Digital Nation, connecting citizens